What's goody and hoodie peeps? Tonight, I know I'm late. Okay, I know I try to have my episodes posted in the morning, but I believe we're on episode 13. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, there's no light show tonight. I'm tired as hell. Y'all just finished my workout. I still gotta eat. I still gotta shower and go to bed, rinse and repeat, and do it all again tomorrow. I'm also behind on my workouts, so y'all have not been neglected. I've just been doing a lot of other things, trying to get the show out, trying to get my name out, trying other platforms because I know y'all heard of the TikTok ban. They shut us down on Saturday, sweet pussy Saturday. They shut us down. They shut us down on Saturday, sweet pussy Saturday. So yeah, but anyway, I'm back. Y'all probably can hear my voice that I'm tired. I'm gonna try to limit this to 10 minutes tonight. If it's under, it's okay. If it's over, it's okay. But the time limit tonight is 10 minutes. So let's get started, shall we? First of all, it's hump day. It's still hump day. Yeah, how many of y'all humping today? How many of y'all humping tonight? Okay. Yeah, let's get civilized. Let's be civilized folk. You know there's some poor folk in the world. But tonight's episode, am I the only one who do things that I know I'll regret later? I'm just asking for a friend. I'm asking for me. I'm your friend, ain't I? Am I the only one that does things that I know I'll regret later? And I'm not talking about some of y'all folk who like to live above y'all means and go buy all this exotic, expensive stuff knowing you can't afford it and then trying to get your sugar daddy to pay your bills later. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like me, I'll work out all week, right? Work out hard all week long. And then, we all feel like we're entitled to a cheat day. And then when you have that cheat day, oh boy, you really cheat, don't you? Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like tea? Don't you wish your girlfriend was a freak like tea? Don't you? Don't you, baby? But yeah, like, you'll get to that cheat day and then you binge eat, which is also a problem, right? It's a problem in itself. And I'm saying you, because I ain't talking about me, it wasn't me, cuz. But and I don't even mean binge eat as in the disorder. Like, you'll go over, like if you're counting calories, you'll go well over your points. If you're low carb, you'll eat some carbs, you know what I'm saying? Me, my problem is snacking. And I work out so hard, and I know it may not look like it to some of y'all, because every now and again, often, almost every day, I'm bloated, right? But I likes to snack, baby. I likes to get in there. I'm talking fudge rounds, peanut M&Ms, toffee peanuts, chocolate, right? I gets off up in there. And then after it's done, that one cheat day, either the same day or the next day, I realized I got a major setback, right? I just went well above my calories. I just went well above my carbs. I probably ate bread when I said I wasn't eating bread. Like today, we ain't gonna talk about it now. But yeah, that's me and my story, right? And another thing that I do that I know I'll regret, right? I'm a Cancer, so yes, I get a little emotional sometimes. I be in my feelings, okay? But I regret not setting boundaries sooner for people that I like, or people that I love, or just people in general, right? And I'm not talking about anything that recently happened, but I just take a lot of time sometimes and think to myself, I have my best epiphanies in the bathroom. Whether it be the shower or the toilet, I'm epiphanized, right? And I realized, I was like, dang, I let all this time go by and I got the result that I got because I never set boundaries, right? And like me, I really think I put my foot down in my mind. In my head, I really stumped through the floor, right? And when I look back and I reflect, and I'm like, dang, you could have done this different, or you could have led with this, or you could have started with this. And before you know it, time has gone by. And the thing about time is it doesn't stop. And you can't get it back. Time is always moving forward, right? As well as you should be moving forward as well. You shouldn't digress or go backward. You should constantly move forward. And I know a lot of times now when I do finally set these boundaries, right? I set hard boundaries, right? What Katy Perry say? There's no going back. Yeah. So two things usually end up happening, right? When I finally put my foot down, and it's down for good, and it ain't no lifting it back up. I'm on your neck, okay? Or I completely cut you off, right? And I may cut you off by blowing up and telling you everything I think about you from your rooter to your tutor, or I cut you off in silence. I'm blocking you. I'm erasing you from my life. You'll never hear from me again, right? And fortunately, I'm lucky enough to most of these people I don't bump into them in the grocery store. I make sure I live far, far away from here. But yeah, I cut things off generally when usually it's a little bit past its prime. Like I probably could have ended this like a long time ago, or I could have cut this person off a long time ago, right? And you just sit and you think and you sit with yourself and you're like, dang man, what could I have been doing for all of that time? And like again, like I said, I have multiple things that I do to keep me preoccupied and to keep me busy, and usually I stay that way so I don't think, right? I'm one of those people, even though I'm an artist, I think I use my left and my right brain. I try to use my brain in its entirety, right? You have some right brain people and you have some left brain people. I think I'm even brained it, right? I feel like I'm ambidextrous in my mind, and that's just that's just me, right? But I'm analytical, I'm logical, but I also think outside the box, right? And I feel like that really keeps my mind busy. And like for those of you who don't know, I suffer a bit from insomnia. I have since the third grade, right? And I can chop it up to me being anemic, but also because I feel like my brain is very overactive. And this was before a life of caffeine, right? We all know how much I love my caffeine. But this was before a life of caffeine. My brain has always been overactive. I remember being in the third grade and like my mom coming in and fussing, like, why you ain't in the bed yet? Why you ain't going to bed yet? Or I'll be in the bed and with all the lights off and just staring at the ceiling. And I do that in my adult years now as well. But I don't know. That's just the way my brain works. And a lot of times y'all don't see or hear in the podcast, like I take extremely long pauses and I try to think about what I'm gonna say and then I just completely forget, right? I have brain fog. I'll just blank out or I'll start thinking about 10 other things, right? But such is life. But yeah, those are the things that I do that I know I'm gonna regret. Like I'll fall aimlessly in love with somebody, right? Don't happen often, but when it does, I'll fall aimlessly in love and everything is like everything is like roses, right? It's all roses. It's no thorns. It's just you don't see the rest of the bush. You just see the rose, right? And you start thinking about the potential of this thing. Oh, not the person now, because some of y'all be saying, "Oh, he got potential." No, that's not what I'm saying. I start thinking about the potential of the relationship in its entirety, right? Like, oh, after this amount of time, we gonna do these. After that amount of time, we gonna do that. Like, and before I know it, I'm in my feelings, right? And I'll see. I won't even say it's a red flag, right? I'll see something that could be a possible issue, but me, I've learned to over communicate, right? And I like to talk and talk and talk and talk it out. And sometimes I notice if I'm saying something to someone or I'm talking to someone about something and they either brush me off or they think I'm joking or they constantly change the subject. Like I start to lose interest fast, right? Just as much as I'm a hopeless romantic, I also know I ain't got time for that shit, right? So it's hard for me, like to even date. It's hard for me. It's hard. I don't even want to say it's hard for me to date, right? It's hard for me to do anything because I'm naturally suspicious of people, right? And I'll tell y'all a short story before I go because I'm already at the 12-minute mark, and I told y'all I gave myself a 10-minute time limit, right? But we all know I like to ramble. Let's get ready to rumble. See, I'm doing it again. But I'll tell y'all a story. Maybe about a week ago. Maybe about a week ago, I was at the gas station, right? I won't say which one. I don't know this person and I don't think they'll stumble across my show, but I was at the gas station, right? And a lot of times people is like, oh, chivalry is dead. Da 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 da, right? There are still some gentlemen in the world, but the naturally suspicious person in me, or if I don't find this person immediately attractive, right? Or because I'm not everybody's cup of tea either, so I don't give a damn. But if I see something I like to think that I'm very intuitive by nature as well. That's what makes me naturally suspicious. I can sense things, right? I can sense things about people. I can tell if they're being genuine or if they just trying to get the draws, dog. You know what I'm saying? So, and sometimes I misread people as well. I'm not perfect, right? But a gentleman approached me at the gas station. And now, mind you, it's partially my fault. Not because I was just provocative or anything like that. I was still in uniform. But I was looking at his friend. I was distracted by the tall, chocolate dark one with dreads, right? And he looked, but he didn't say anything. And so my thing is, I'm gonna always let a man be a man. I'm not gonna. It's certain situations I might say something or make the first move or something like that, but that's over time of me knowing a person. I'm not gonna do that to a complete stranger, right? So he was looking at me, I was looking at him, we was looking at each other, right? His mouth dropped open. this is how this is how hard I ain't gonna say this is how hard I be looking, but this is how hard I pay attention, right? Because you never know. That person also could be looking at you because they want your wallet, right? So you have to be aware of your surroundings. But we made eye contact. His mouth dropped open a little bit, and I wasn't even doing my big one that day. Like I literally had just gotten off of work, and I know people love us harlots with the red lips, right? That's my signature move, is the red lips. And but he didn't say anything. He didn't say hey. He didn't. He just looked, and I broke eye contact, and I turned around and started pumping my gas. You know what I'm saying? Now here's the funny part: the gentleman that was with him, an older guy, older gentleman, and he seemed genuine, but I only knew him for 3 seconds, right? So we ain't gonna do too much. We ain't gonna go all out with it, right? I mean, he came flying out the door like he saw me from inside the store or something, and he ran up on me. But again, I'm naturally suspicious, and from my past work, I'd be ready to throw hands, right? So he ran up on me and he was like, "Hey, ma'am, ma'am, ma'am." And I had to look twice. I had to make sure he wasn't a J. If y'all know, you know, right? And he's like, "Man, let me do that. Let me get that for you. Let me pump your gas for you." And hopefully I didn't ruin this man if he was being genuine, right? But the other part of that story was, again, I was in uniform, so I just gotten off work. I was tired. It was cold, and baby, listen, if you're anemic, we don't do well in the cold, right? So I was trying to get in and get out of there. I ain't have to go in the store for. Well, actually, I did go in the store for some ice. Sister, don't fuss at me. But I did go in the store for some ice after they were out of my face, right? So he ran up on me quick, like with the quickness, man, let me do that for you. Let me get that for you. Let me pump your gas. And I'm from the deep south, y'all. And I haven't lived home since 2003 because 2004, because I graduated high school. I went to college briefly before I left home. And then, I later continued my education, but that's just a short story, right? And so I haven't had anybody offer to pump my gas since a good 2004, right? And I'm divorced. I don't even recall my ex offering to pump my gas. I think he just did it out of the fact that he also we drove each other's cars. So I mean, he did it because we drove each other's cars as well, right? So I guess how people say what's understood don't need to be explained, right? So it was just a common thing, like we're married. He gonna get out, pump the gas. Sometimes I pump the gas. Sometimes whatever. But he's never offered like, baby, let me pump your gas today. And for as sweet and as genuine as it appeared to be, the naturally suspicious person and be like, don't get out of my face. I didn't say that to him, but I was like, no, sir, thank you, I got it. And so when I say I hope I didn't ruin him, not like, and I was being harsh, I was being a bi, I was just more like, do you really want to pump my gas, or are you trying to get my phone up? Because I ain't looking at you, I was looking at him, and he ain't saying nothing, so I can do this myself. Bye. But I'm also a very independent person. I've been independent. I don't want to say my whole life because there was the baby stage and I had to depend on my parents. But once I became a young adult, I've been independent for a very long time, since I was 17, 18. So I know that chivalry isn't dead. I know there are some gentlemen in the world. But again, at that moment, I put down my boundaries. Like, hey, don't just come running into my space now. You don't know me from a can of paint. I'm ready to box, But I also had to look at it from his perspective as well. He's older. He saw a lady by herself. She looked decent, right? It was 2 hour horse. She looked okay, And I was like, dang, what would have been a harm in letting him pump the gas, right? It was, well, actually, I don't know if he was offering to pump the gas or if he was actually offering to pay. Now, that's a different story. Now, if you just offering to pump the gas I already paid for, I can do without. Play out and pay for it. I'm going ahead, stick thing and let it hang, right? But because it was cold and because I'm naturally suspicious. I cut him off so quick. I don't even know if he was offering to pay for it, y'all. I was ready to get up out of there, right? I was ready to get out of the cold, to get in the building, to get some ice, to come back in the cold, to get in my car and go home. So, but yeah, so that's basically the gist of it, y'all. That's the end. I can't even properly sign off because I'm so sore and tired. Like, y'all forgive me, okay? I'm trying to switch back to just probably doing one show a week, just to give y'all a heads up for those of you who do watch. Um, because this is taxing, baby. I got TikTok downloads to edit. I have short content to edit. I have workout content to edit. And I don't know why I make so much content, because y'all be lurking and watching and don't ever be subscribing. So, that's neither here nor there. It's definitely here and there, okay? But yeah, so like I said, it's not going to be a light show tonight, y'all. I'm going to probably overlay the thumbnail on the actual video if I can figure that out. But yeah, y'all have a beautiful thing. And this is gonna be a rough copy. I'm not even gonna edit this, so forgive my slurring of the speech. I'm tired. Forgive my mama used to say my tongue is tied. So forgive my misenunciation of words, because again, I'm from the deep south, from country, baby. The last time I was proper, I lived in Virginia, and that wore off real fast as soon as I moved back south. But yeah, y'all have a good one, and I appreciate y'all. Those of you who do tune in and tune in faithfully, I definitely appreciate y'all. But everybody else, no, I'm just playing. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all another day. See ya.